He made the same argument over the Iraq War, that it was time for the United States to not pay attention to any world opinion, but just to go it alone. What I heard today felt to me like an effort to stampede the United States into war once again.
Yeah, you know how those Israelis are. And you know who the Israelis are too, and they did it with us in Iran. And those Jews in the Obama administration, in the Bush administration, remember the neocons? That was code word, neocons. Joining us now is Tom DeLay, former House Majority Leader, former Texas Republican Congressman, of course, and current Washington Times radio host. Hello, Congressman.
Hello, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing well. So let's talk about some of the reaction. First, let's talk about Nancy Pelosi. I mean, you're in a unique position as a former majority leader to see the former Speaker of the House, who presents herself as this strong woman, not only to tweet out she was almost crying, but then also to act so in such a bizarre manner during Netanyahu's speech. What was going on there?
Oh, the reaction of the liberal Democrats was just embarrassing. What an embarrassing thing for this country. I watched their press conference, Steve, and it was, I'd like somebody in the media to ask them if the White House sent them those talking points, because this, to me, looked like a concerted effort to bring Netanyahu down and destroy his credibility. It was so orchestrated, so well planned, and so disgusting. It shows you that the liberal Democrats and Nancy Pelosi in particular pay lip service to the fact that they support Israel. The most cordial thing they could do would just keep their mouth shut and let things happen out.
I couldn't agree more. When you watched Benjamin Netanyahu's speech, I mean, historically speaking, and you've been in the chamber for many such speeches over the years, you've seen when you weren't in the chamber, as yesterday. Did it remind you of anybody? How do you rate the speech?
No, it didn't remind me of anybody. The speech was just phenomenal. I wasn't there when Churchill spoke 3 times to the U.S.
I know
Congress.
That.
But I read his speeches, and this goes right up there with Churchill's speech. As I watched the speech, I was just overcome with delight that finally we have a leader in the world that will stand up and tell the people the truth about what's happening and what we can do about it. It was inspiring. It was so well written. There's so many quotes that will go down in books in the future came out of this speech, and so dead on. He really let the American people know and the world know what is happening in the Middle East, who is behind all of this, and what we ought to do about it. And he made the president look petulant, like a little schoolboy, upset that somebody would question what he's doing. It was just amazing to me.
Does he also make him look Chamberlain-ish in the context that you talked about? I know you weren't talking about specifically Churchill, Chamberlain, but having told it like it is and educated not only the public, but educated many members of Congress, if you listen to what they're saying, and of course the antithesis is Obama, so does it naturally, by extension, portray him at the same time as being a Chamberlain-ish, if you will?
Oh, Obama's not as good as Chamberlain. I mean, he's not even appeasing. He's already surrendered. I mean, it's amazing to me that he's taking this tack first to negotiate with terrorists. And we all know that Iran hates the United States, hates Israel, hates the Western world, that Iran, along with ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and all the other terrorists, want to establish an Islamic State, or as they call it, the Islamic Republic, in the Middle East, and then spread it all around the world, as Netanyahu said. Obama, he's giving up before he even gets started.
Yeah. I want to talk about Hillary. The newest revelations today, which come on top of the not so new of yesterday, is that not only did she use her personal email and her personal email only as Secretary of State, but also she ran her own server from her own home. I mean, my goodness, total control, at least of what emails people would see. At least when I say people, I mean the Congress and the archives. Of course, we don't know what Iran and Russia and China were seeing.
And we are to be surprised that Hillary Clinton, the wife of Bill Clinton, is trying to hide something. This is who they are and what she is. It doesn't surprise me at all. And it's going to be very difficult to get at these emails because she can jot and tittle and move around and fake. And I don't know that we'll ever get these emails. But I think we got enough evidence anyway. But somebody said today in the media that she's not ready for prime time. Well, she's never been ready for prime time. And she's making mistake after mistake even before she announces to run for president.
I mean, Congressman, I just hope that the Republicans have a candidate and advisors to that candidate, because I keep hearing that it's the same recycled, retreaded losers that don't want to offend anybody and don't want to say, oh, you can't say that because independents won't like it, and you can't say that because women won't like it, and you can't say that. I just hope that the Republican nominee, whoever he or she is unleashed and unafraid to go after her on so many issues.
Well, I think there's some of them that understand that. I'm very pleased with a lot that are thinking about running. Ben Carson, Scott Walker, Ted Cruz, Bobby Jindal, Rick Perry. All of these people are standing on what they believe in. I just wish they would talk more about the difference between the left and the right. The difference between, as exhibited by this president and supported by all the liberal Democrats, that they don't care about the Constitution. All they care about is power versus being for a constitutional limited government. That is the major debate that I want to see happening in the presidential race.
Yep. Hey, Congressman, always great to talk to you, sir. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks for having me.
All right. My pleasure. Tom DeLay, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, Alan Dershowitz was sitting at the speech yesterday with Mrs. Netanyahu. That's how good a seat he had. He'll be here to talk about that and the fact that no civil rights charges brought against Darren Wilson in Ferguson. Don't go away.